Garf here. What a day. Sinuses galore. But I thought, rather than come up with something, I would just share something a little bit more on the personal side, and that is, my favorite quotes. I was looking at some of the things I spoke about here, sneezing away all day, all afternoon, all night, and I had a situation where I put some peppermint oil on my fingers to rub on my nose, and I ended up when I was blowing my nose, rubbing it into my eyes and running to the kitchen sink and washing my face in water just to get rid of the sting. And it made me think of these quotes as I was coming back. So here are some of the favorite ones that I had. I posted one in the description. One kind word can warm 3 winter months. This is a Japanese proverb. And the reason not recently, but over the years, there was a point where I would get quotes and I would just see them and they would resonate with me and they would mean something. And this one just means is just be kind. It takes nothing to just be kind to someone when they're going through a challenging time. It's different than speaking the truth. If you got to tell the truth, you got to tell the truth. But, in the gratitude room this morning, some of the shares were around kindness and being kind to others. Here's another one from Seneca. It is often better not to see an insult than to avenge it. There's a good one for you. You know more than you think you do. That was Benjamin Spock. Sadness usually results from one of the following causes. Either when a man does not succeed or if ashamed of his success. And that was Seneca too. I don't know. I captured it because it meant something to me in the moment. I don't know if it means anything right now. If you are firmer with your plans, you'll end up doing more. I think that was discipline. I don't know where that came from. I just had a date, 2005, September 23rd. Not sure where it came from. A bone to the dog is not charity. Charity is the bone shared with the dog. When you are just as hungry as the dog. Can you imagine that? That's charity when you got to share your bone. Man, there's some days where we are hungry. I'm hungry, right? And we got to share. We got to share. This one here, I think is one that I love and I come back to from time to time, only because it gives me hope. It gives me something to look forward to. And this is the grand essentials of happiness are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. And that was by Alan K. Chalmers. And I don't know, there's something about that. I've heard different versions of it. It's 3 grand essentials of life and so on. But that one resonated with me. Here's another one. And I know I got Gemini written to this, but I don't know what it means. But this is back in 2005 also, too. Connections that seem coincidental are actually quite valuable. How many times have you ran into someone and that meeting with that person kind of impacted your life? It's happened to me a lot of times. It happens to me almost every week. You meet somebody and you're like, oh, so-and-so, or you meet someone and then 2 years later, you're with them and they have a friend and their friend's married to someone that you used to work with that you didn't even know. I mean, stuff like that. Or someone shows up in your life, gives you a challenge, it turns into a movement. Yeah, stuff like that. It happens all the time. Doesn't happen for you? All right, here's another one. Take a step in a new direction, even if you look like a fool doing so. I think that was August 30th, 2005. Man, that one sometimes is a hard one. Because people don't always see what you see in terms of your vision and your dream. And I think that they sometimes will kind of communicate to you based on their model of the world, based on what they think is important to them and what's important to, or communicate to you how they see things should be. So yeah, looking like a fool, man. So many times I've been a complete idiot. major fool. But you know what? I think when you're guided, you're guided. And when you have a big vision, you have a dream, you ought to yourself to stick with it no matter what. Because I can promise you that there are going to be moments where it's super painful. Super painful. Another one from August 29th, 2005. That was a good year. Help people make the transformation they're striving for. I kind of believe in that. Not kind of, I do believe in that. It's probably one of the reasons why I'm a coach. It will be hard to say how you feel if you don't know yourself. My grandfather used to say it, "To thine own self be true." That was William Shakespeare. You got to know who you are. Because when you don't, the consequences are devastating. When you do, at least you know what direction they're going. And even if everyone looks at you and thinks you're a fool, at least you're doing what you know to be true for you. Love is above all the gift of oneself. That was Jean Marie. Jean Marie Lucien Pierre. To live is to feel ourselves fatally obligated to exercise our liberty, to decide what we are going to be in this world. Jose Ortega Gasset. Man, I think I need to read that again. To live is to feel ourselves fatally obligated to exercise our liberty, to decide what we are going to be in this world. It took me a long time to figure that one out. I think I had a period of my life where I was clueless. Remember my godfather saying to me, "Oh, you'll figure out. I'll come back to you." Okay, here's another one. This one is unknown. Everyone is entitled to be stupid, but some abuse the privilege. That's interesting. Another one here. This is Thomas Carlyle. This one says, "The ideal is thyself. The impediment too is in thyself." Yes, it is. It's another one. This one was, although you continue to express yourself well, your powers of communication would seem to ebb and fall today. That was August 19th, 2005. And I got a note here on that day, I read for the first time my mother's mango tree story at Life Mastery in Palm Desert, California. That was a magical moment because I didn't know it was going to impact people the way it did. And it still continues to impact people. Yeah, sometimes, man, you just never know. Going back to that one thing, the value of the intersection of meeting someone by coincidence and the impact that it has in your life. That moment, for me, I was Lauren LaHave. Major, major player in impacting my life in a very positive way. She gave me something yellow back then, a little yellow thing that said, "I take the time to listen." I still have it to this day. Almost 20 years later, I still have it. Okay. The thing you dislike in others is what needs to change in yourself. Ouch. There's another version of that. You spot it, you got it. Because you can't see something you don't know. That's interesting. It is the providence of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Pray as if everything depended on God, and work as if everything depends upon man. Francis Joseph Spellman. Don't just talk about ideas, put ideas into action, make them happen. Oh, that was July 7th, 2005. So much things that we can do. So many people abandon their dreams because something happened, they got derailed, weren't sure what it was going to do, where they were going, or someone that they believed and they looked up to kind of put them down. I think it's really important to learn the value of staying true to yourself, knowing who you are. Here's another one. We have to dare to be ourselves. However frightening or strange that self may prove to be. That was Eleanor Sarton, 1912 to 1995. We have to dare to be ourselves. However frightening or strange that self may prove to be. That is a big, bold statement. It's another one. I don't know. Maybe it's a quote I came across. It says, use your words to nurture and heal, not to criticize or wound. Interesting. June 26, 2005. Give thanks to all the people who have helped you along the way. Man, I got a long list. And I think I did a live last year where I thanked a lot of people. I wouldn't be here where I am right now if it wasn't for the help of many, many, many people. Teachers, guides, friends, family, especially my parents. All right? In order to reach your goal, you may have to take a roundabout route. June 11th. Yeah, sometimes it feels like you're going in circles sometimes. I swear there's no straight line to success. There's no straight line to reaching goals. Sometimes it's just going around, back and forth. So I guess it's just a matter of just keep going. Here's another one. And this was a Russian dramatist and writer, Anton Chekhov. He said, man has been endowed with reason, with the power to create, so that we can add to what he's been given. Interesting. A man is but a product of his thoughts. What he thinks, that he becomes. Gandhi, that one I had bolded out. The face in the mirror of the mind and eyes without speaking. The face is the mirror of the mind and eyes without speaking. Confess the secrets of your heart. St. Jerome. Gratitude is one of my favorite words. Gratitude is one of the strongest and most transformative states of being. It shifts your perspective from lack to abundance and allows you to focus on the good in your life, which in turn pulls more goodness into your reality. Jen Sincero. And the last one, great things happen to those who don't stop believing, trying, learning, and being grateful. That was Roy T. Bennett. So those are some of the quotes that I've had, that I've seen over the years, and I used to put them in a list, and now I just randomly have them all over the place. But if you have a favorite quote, it'd be nice to, for you to put your comments in the chat. What's one of your favorite quotes? But anyway, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do this every day. This is really a new challenge. Although it's not really a challenge, I decided I just was going to continue. So I haven't stopped. Last year I did it 366 days, and I just haven't stopped because there's fun. I have fun finding things to talk about. You could say probably I may have a ton of content down the road just because I've talked about many different things, but it certainly keeps me sharp. It keeps me on my toes. It's giving me a moment right now where I haven't even sneezed hardly or sniffle or cough just because I was in the state of doing this and having fun. But anyway, I'm grateful for today and the opportunity to do the things that I've done today. And even though most of it was spent in bed, now I'm sitting at my desk, I'm grateful. And I brought back the imagery that I had from yesterday. So I hope you love it. So have a wonderful day. night, morning, evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you soon. Take care.